I was asked to make a short film on a faith youth group. So as a result of that, I've done that. This short film isn't sort of based on different faiths, but it's actually specific to one faith. However, what I did with this film is take it from a different angle. So I took it from the actual young people's point of view. So I looked into what the young people get from the youth group, why they attend the youth group. But the most important thing within this film I wanted to get was advice for other youth groups. It's a church-based youth group. However, I didn't want the advice just to be something that only a church could pick up or a Christian youth group could pick up. But the advice that is given is something that all youth groups can learn from. I also looked at the sort of teachings that they are given, which help them sort of progress and grow as individuals. I'm going to show you the film. The film is about 10 minutes long, after which I'm going to explain a little bit more about creative expressions in what we do, and then I will ask some, and we'll have to feedback, questions and answers on creative expressions and the film. So the film is 10 minutes long. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, let's watch. Just to quickly explain, being a part of Creative Expressions, I'd like to thank them for, if I wasn't a part of Creative Expressions, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to make this short film. And for me, any opportunity for experience is fantastic. So, I was able to use their facilities, I was able to use their equipment in terms of cameras and editing software to actually make this film. So, that's why I think youth groups is very essential, especially when they're given opportunities like this. Just to briefly explain the journey of getting to actually making this film, I was asked quite late February to make this, knowing the event was on the 30th of March. So obviously the first thing I had to do was get a youth group. And me personally, I thought that would be no problem. I thought getting a faith youth group would be easy. I can go into a church and I could say, I want to film this youth group, and they'll be like, yeah, perfect, exposure, advertisement, that's great, It wasn't that easy. I went through a lot of problems with, obviously, consent. There were times when I arranged to go to a youth group and they had cancelled that youth group and not told me. So basically, this was actually filmed. I don't know if you noticed, there's not actually any footage of the youth group engaging in any activity, because this was actually filmed in a week around that time. So they have their youth groups on a Friday, and I wasn't actually able to film on a Friday. So I filmed from the Monday through to the Thursday, and then starting on the next Monday is when we edited. So that was edited in 5 days. So those were the sort of the issues that we had to come across. But I think learning from that, for me, it really opens my eyes as to how much we need to really, if you do have a youth group, how much we need to be more engaging with the community and how much we need to be more open. Obviously, I understood the consent issues, but it seemed like there was a sort of barrier between a lot of the youth groups, as if they really didn't want there to be a film made about them. And I think, as a youth group, I think to advertise your youth group, as was said in the film, is very important. Also, I included sort of some of the preaching, which was just an example of the sort of things the youth group use, that they get from the youth group. Just to let you know, some of the people that were used in that film, there's actually, the church was called Carmel, but there's actually a school along with it as well. So it's sort of a Christian school going from sort of, I think it's like age of 5 right through to sort of Bible college. So you can be 20 and sort of in the school. And a lot of the people there were actually in the Bible college as well. So, plus they go to the youth group. So they are coming from a sort of background where they're not probably used to a lot of the other youth groups, but I still feel that their views that they made on youth groups could be very much learnt from. At this time, I'm just going to take any questions. Is there any questions at all? Any questions about the film?
Where are they based? 'Cause I can give it a sense
Yeah, they're actually from Bristol, in Brislington? Brislington, yeah, so they're sort of off Bath Road area. I unfortunately wasn't able to get a picture of the sign, which I really should have went out of my way to get, but like I said, we had a week to film and, things were very hard. But yeah, they are based within the Bristol area, sort of. Any other questions at all? About the film, about creative expressions? Well, within creative expressions, there's a lot of things that we do. One of the main things we do is that we will take an issue, a standard issue, and we will break it down. So, for example, if I had like I had a board and I just writ beauty. And what we would do is we would look at all aspects of beauty. What is beauty? Who defines beauty? All things like that. And then we would look at, okay, we can do a radio drama on that. We can do a television drama on that. We can do a play on that. We could create an interactive game on that. There's so many things that you can do just off these subjects that young people experience. But before we go into that, we do break down topics and we will have discussions with the young people to find exactly what really is going on. Because I think it's very important that we really get into young people's minds and actually try to get alongside what they're actually thinking, the ways they're thinking. And when you really do get into how they're thinking, it's very extraordinary. Some of the stuff they come up with, you'll be quite shocked just to know that they think like that. Sometimes it's way beyond what you thought they knew in terms of wisdom. Sometimes you're quite shocked that that's the way they think. So, those are the sort of things that we do. We try to really engage the young children of the community. Well, yes. Like I said, I'm a member of Creative Expression. So there is the CEO and the people that started it off, and there were sort of like advertising campaigns and things. Me personally, I was asked to come along I just came along to view what was going on at the time, and noticed they were doing sort of a drama. They were doing like drama workshops. And they had people coming in from drama backgrounds, acting backgrounds, and I thought it was very, very good, very professionally done. They were making a film at the time as well, so I thought it tied in very, very nicely. And I was just asked to help out alongside the film.